Which structure is the functional unit of the kidney? The correct answer is option A, nephron. Facts. Nephron is responsible for filtering blood and forming urine. Alveoli are responsible for gas exchange in the lungs. Axon is responsible for transmitting nerve impulses. Neuron is responsible for controlling and coordinating the nervous system. Vitamin C is also known as. The correct answer is option C, ascorbic acid. Facts. Ascorbic acid is responsible for preventing scurvy and boosting immunity. Thiamine is responsible for energy metabolism, and its deficiency causes beriberi. Riboflavin is responsible for releasing energy from food. Calciferol is responsible for strengthening bones and preventing rickets. The largest gland in the human body is. The correct answer is option C, liver. Facts. The liver is responsible for secreting bile, detoxifying blood, and storing glycogen. The pancreas is responsible for producing insulin and digestive enzymes. The thyroid gland is responsible for controlling metabolism. The kidneys are responsible for filtering blood and producing urine. Green pigment in plants is called. The correct answer is option C, chlorophyll. Facts. Chlorophyll is responsible for the green color of plants and for absorbing sunlight during photosynthesis. Xanthophyll is responsible for the yellow coloration in leaves. Carotene is responsible for the orange color in carrots and other vegetables. Anthocyanin is responsible for red, purple, and blue colors in flowers and fruits. Which blood group is known as the universal donor? The correct answer is option C, O negative. Facts. The O negative blood group is called the universal donor because it can be given to all blood groups. The AB positive blood group is called the universal recipient because it can receive blood from all groups. The A and B blood groups can donate only to specific compatible groups. Blood type determines compatibility based on the presence of specific antigens and antibodies. Red color of blood is due to. The correct answer is option A, hemoglobin. Facts. Hemoglobin is responsible for the red color of blood and for carrying oxygen throughout the body. Myoglobin is responsible for storing oxygen in muscle tissues. Chlorophyll is responsible for the green color in plants and helps in photosynthesis. Carotene is responsible for the orange color in carrots, pumpkins, and mangoes. Structural and functional unit of life is. The correct answer is option A, cell. Facts. A cell is responsible for carrying out all essential life processes. Tissue is responsible for forming groups of similar cells to perform specific functions. An organ is responsible for combining different tissues to perform larger functions. An organ system is responsible for coordinating multiple organs for complex body processes. Disease caused due to insulin deficiency is. The correct answer is option A, diabetes. Facts. Diabetes is caused due to insulin deficiency, which leads to high blood sugar levels. Beriberi is caused due to vitamin B1, thiamine, deficiency. Scurvy is caused due to vitamin C deficiency. Rickets is caused due to vitamin D deficiency. Site of cellular respiration is. The correct answer is option C, mitochondria. Facts. Mitochondria are responsible for cellular respiration and generating ATP, the main energy currency of the cell. The nucleus is responsible for storing genetic information and controlling cell activities. Ribosomes are responsible for protein synthesis. The Golgi body is responsible for packaging and transporting proteins and other molecules. Protein digesting enzyme present in stomach is. The correct answer is option A, pepsin. Facts. Pepsin is responsible for breaking down proteins into smaller peptides in the stomach. Amylase is responsible for breaking down starch into sugars. Lipase is responsible for breaking down fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Trypsin is responsible for further protein digestion in the small intestine. The site of photosynthesis in plants is The correct answer is option B, chloroplast. Facts. Chloroplasts are responsible for photosynthesis, where plants make food using sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. The nucleus is responsible for storing genetic material and controlling cell activities. Ribosomes are responsible for protein synthesis. Mitochondria are responsible for generating energy through cellular respiration. Deficiency of vitamin A causes which disease? The correct answer is option A, night blindness. Facts. Night blindness is caused due to vitamin A deficiency, leading to poor vision in dim light. Scurvy is caused due to vitamin C deficiency. Rickets is caused due to vitamin D deficiency. Beriberi is caused due to vitamin B1, thiamine deficiency. Respiratory organ in insects is The correct answer is option C, trachea. Facts. The trachea is responsible for carrying oxygen directly to insect tissues through tiny tubes called tracheoles. Gills are responsible for extracting oxygen from water in fishes and some amphibians. Lungs are responsible for gaseous exchange in humans and many land animals. Skin is responsible for respiration in some amphibians like frogs and earthworms. Vitamin necessary for blood clotting is The correct answer is option A, vitamin K. Facts. Vitamin K is responsible for enabling blood clotting and preventing excessive bleeding. Vitamin C is responsible for boosting immunity and preventing scurvy. Vitamin D is responsible for strengthening bones by helping calcium absorption. Vitamin A is responsible for maintaining good vision and healthy skin. Largest organ of human body is The correct answer is option B, skin. Facts. The skin is responsible for protecting the body, regulating temperature, and sensing the environment. The heart is responsible for pumping blood throughout the body. The liver is responsible for producing bile, detoxifying blood, and storing glycogen. The lungs are responsible for exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide during breathing. Oxygen carrier in human blood is The correct answer is option A, hemoglobin. Facts. Hemoglobin is responsible for carrying oxygen from the lungs to body tissues and transporting carbon dioxide back to the lungs. Plasma is responsible for transporting nutrients, hormones, and waste products in the blood. Platelets are responsible for blood clotting. White blood cells are responsible for protecting the body against infections. Cell organelle called powerhouse of the cell is The correct answer is option B, mitochondria. Facts. Mitochondria are responsible for generating ATP energy through cellular respiration. Ribosomes are responsible for synthesizing proteins. The Golgi body is responsible for packaging and transporting proteins and lipids. Lysosomes are responsible for digesting and breaking down unwanted materials in the cell. Hormone responsible for body growth is secreted by The correct answer is option A, pituitary gland. Facts. The pituitary gland is responsible for secreting growth hormone, which regulates body growth and development. The thyroid gland is responsible for controlling metabolism through thyroxine. The adrenal gland is responsible for producing adrenaline and cortisol to manage stress and metabolism. The pancreas is responsible for producing insulin and glucagon to regulate blood sugar. Genetic material in most organisms is... The correct answer is option A, DNA. Facts. DNA is responsible for storing and transmitting genetic information in most organisms. RNA is responsible for helping in protein synthesis, and in some viruses it acts as genetic material. Proteins are responsible for building structures and carrying out various functions in the body. Lipids are responsible for storing energy and forming cell membranes. Which blood cells in humans help in fighting infections? The correct answer is option C, white blood cells. Facts. White blood cells are responsible for defending the body against infections and foreign invaders. Red blood cells are responsible for carrying oxygen through hemoglobin. Platelets are responsible for blood clotting and wound healing. Plasma is responsible for transporting nutrients, hormones, and waste products in the blood. If you enjoyed this quiz and learned something new, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting quizzes and knowledge videos.